My name is Shrat Muhammadov. I'll be presenting the data analysis of our survey on environmental awareness among UMT students. Let's start with the first section of our survey, which is demographics. As you can see, 57.5% of our responders were female students, and 42.5% of them were male students. Moving on to the ethnicity, we had the majority of students coming from Malaysian ethnicity with 90%, followed by Indian, Chinese, Uzbek, and other ethnicities. Next, the faculty diversity. FPEPS had the most students with 40%, followed by FSKM 32.5% and FTKK with 10%. And other students, our responders came from faculties such as FPM, FSPA, and FSSM. And year of study of our responders. The second year and fourth year students had the most percentage, which is 37.5%, and first year and third year students had only 12.5%. Moving on to the next section of our survey, which is section B, student awareness of the environment. In this section, we use 9 questions in order to test the awareness levels of our students, and we use the scaling out of 5. If the average of this scaling is less than 2.33, we consider it as low. If it's more than 3.66, we consider it as high. So, as you can see, we had 39 valid responses from our responders. And for each question, we calculated the average by adding up the scales and divided by 39. So as you can see, we have the averages for each question. And in order to find the total mean, we just added up all these averages and divided them by 9. So the final value is 3.937, which is more than 3.66. So the level of awareness of the environment in UMT students is high. Moving on to the next section, which is section C, student green practices. And in this section, we use 6 questions only and same scaling, and we had 39 valid responses. So we calculated the average for each question separately by adding up the values and dividing it by 39. And in order to find the total mean, we added up all the averages for all the questions and divided them by 6. So as you can see, the final value is 3.923. And summary is, as this value is more than 3.66, the level of green practices among UMT students is high.
Hi, I'm Nur Shamimi binti Muhammad Sahimi. Metric number S70886. I'm going to explain about our Google Form data analysis, Part D and Part E. For Part D, we have factor influencing environmental awareness and practice. Factors that influence students to care for the environment. The result of the analysis showed that self-awareness was the most dominant factor influencing students to care for the environment. This proved that internal value and individual attitudes play a major role in shaping environmentally friendly behavior. In addition, social media factor and the influence of lecturers and friends were also identified as important factors. Information disclosure through digital platform and social interaction were found to help increase environmental awareness among students. However, university campaigns were found to have less direct impact, indicating that their implementation may be less attractive or less reachable for students. Second question is main barrier to adopting an eco-friendly lifestyle. The study findings show that the main barriers for students in adopting an eco-friendly lifestyle are time constraint and laziness or inconsistency. This situation is closely related to students' busy schedule and lack of discipline in maintaining green practice continuously. In addition, inadequate eco-friendly facilities, such as a lack of recycling bins, are also major barriers. There are also students who state that they do not know the right way to adopt a sustainable lifestyle, indicating the need for clear education and guidance. Okay, for question 3, eco-friendly facilities at the university. Based on the response from respondents, the majority of students state that they were unsure or disagree that the university provide adequate eco-friendly facilities. This finding indicate that the existing facilities are either inadequate or unclear in terms of placement and function. This situation suggests that the university needs to improve the provision of physical facilities as well as increase the visibility of green initiative on campus. Communication of university sustainability effort. The analysis found that most respondents choose the answer not sure when asked whether the university's sustainability effort are well communicated to students. This indicates that communication regarding green programs or initiative is still not effective. Some students also say no, indicating that there is a communication gap between university management and students. Therefore, more effective communication channels such as social media, official emails, and direct student engagement need to be improved. For question 5, student involvement in environmental programs. The findings show that only some students have participated in environmental related programs while the rest have never been involved. This shows that the level of student involvement is still at a moderate level. Factors such as lack of information, time constraint, and lack of interest are likely to be the main cause. Therefore, environmental programs need to be designed in a more interesting, practical, and directly beneficial way for students. Okay, for part E, suggestion to increase environmental awareness. Based on the analysis, social media campaigns were identified as the most effective method to increase environmental awareness among students. This is in line with the active lifestyle of students who use digital platforms as their main source of information. In addition, students also suggest provision of more recycling facilities, green competition or programs, environmental workshop and talks, activity involving co-curricular credits, poster and notice board. This suggestion show that students are more inclined towards an approach that is interactive, practical, and provide academic incentive.
Students' level of environmental knowledge. The finding indicate that UNT students possess a high level of environmental knowledge. This is supported by the overall mean score of 3.923 obtained in section B. Why is this categorized as high? Based on the interpretation scale, low is below 2.33, moderate is between 2.33 and 3.66, and for the high is above 3.66. Since the mean score of 3.923 exceeds 3.66, it is empirically classified as high. Reason for the high level of knowledge. Several factors contribute to this result. For the first one is students are frequently exposed to environmental issues through social media, campus campaign, and sustainability-related academic courses. For point number 2 is UNT being an institution oriented towards marine science and environmental studies naturally expose students to ecological knowledge. For the last point is contemporary issues such as plastic pollution, global warming, and climate change are widely discussed, enhancing students' awareness. This finding address objective 1, which aim to assess the level of student awareness of environmental issues. The high mean score clearly demonstrates that students are not only aware but also possess strong foundational knowledge related to ecological issues such as pollution, plastic awareness, and climate change. Students' level of environmental knowledge. The finding indicate that UNT students possess a high level of environmental knowledge. This is supported by the overall mean score of 3.923 obtained in section B. Why is this categorized as high? Based on the interpretation scale, low is below 2.33, moderate is between 2.33 and 3.66, and for the high is above 3.66. Since the mean score of 3.923 exceeds 3.66, it is empirically classified as high. Reason for the high level of knowledge. Several factors contribute to this result. For the first one is students are frequently exposed to environmental issues through social media, campus campaign, and sustainability-related academic courses. For point number 2 is UNT being an institution oriented towards marine science and environmental studies naturally expose students to ecological knowledge. For the last point is contemporary issues such as plastic pollution, global warming, and climate change are widely discussed, enhancing students' awareness. This finding address objective 1, which aim to assess the level of student awareness of environmental issues. The high mean score clearly demonstrates that students are not only aware but also possess strong foundational knowledge related to ecological issues such as pollution, plastic awareness, and climate change. Students' level of green practice. The study also shows that students' green practice levels fall within the high category, consistent with interpretation scale, where a mean value above 3.66 indicate a high level. Although the full mean table for section C was not displayed in the file, the findings show that students commonly practice. For the first one is reduction of plastic uses. The second one is energy conservation, and the third one is 3R practice: reduce, reuse, and recycle. Reason for the high level of green practice. This may be attributed to The first one is availability of campus facilities such as recycling bins, digital form, and sustainability team programs. The second one is social norms on campus that increasingly encourage low carbon lifestyle. For the last one is the direct link between knowledge and behavior. Students with higher knowledge tend to practice sustainability more consistently. Linked to Objective 2, this finding fulfill Objective 2, which focus on evaluation green practice among students. The high means suggests that UMT students not only understand environment issues but also actively engage in sustainable practice in their daily routine. Recommendation to enhance students' environmental knowledge and practice. Based on student suggestion and research analysis, several improvements can be implemented. Like A. Enhance green infrastructure on campus. The point is increase the number of recycling bins, provide clear user-friendly label, place bin in strategic location, and add water refill station to reduce plastic bottle uses. For the B is strengthening educational and awareness programs. Implement monthly initiative such as Green Week, Zero Plastic Day, Energy Saving Challenge. For the second one is conduct talk, innovation, workshop, and environmental quiz. For the last one is integrate sustainability element into university core course. For D, increase active student involvement, like establish the UMT Green Ambassador program. The second one is encourage student clubs to organize recycling drive or beach cleaning programs. For E, strengthen sustainability communication, like display infographic poster across campus. Second one is conduct official UMT social media campaign. And the last one is produce short videos demonstrating proper waste management.
In conclusion, this study was conducted to examine the level of environmental awareness among students at University Malaysia Terengganu and their practices in daily life. Based on the survey result from 40 respondents, it can be concluded that UMT students have a good level of environmental awareness. Most students show a clear understanding of environmental issues such as pollution, the impact of human activity on nature, and the importance of protecting the ecosystem. This shows that students are aware of their responsibility to take care of the environments. In addition, the study found that although many students have participated in or are aware of environmental program, the delivery of information and awareness campaign can still be improved to encourage more student involvement. Based on these findings, several improvements are suggested. This included increasing environmental awareness campaigns through social media, organizing more green programs and activities on campus, and providing better and more accessible recycling facilities for students. In conclusion, UMT students have a positive attitude toward environmental awareness. However, continuous effort from both the university and students are very important to ensure that sustainable practices are carried out consistently. It is hoped that this study can contribute to the development of more sustainable campus in line with the Sustainable Development Goal, SDG. So I think that's all from us. Thank you.